so many visitors. Have a great time.
So it's been a very long time since I played a new Mario game. Last one I can even remember playing on release was Super Mario Galaxy on the Wii, and the last 2D platforming type Mario game I played was probably New Super Mario Bros. On the DS. Now I could be misremembering, but I'm going to stick with that for now, and the reason why I want to convey this is because Super Mario Wonder is basically such a new experience for me after all these years. It might lead to me having a different perspective compared to someone who has played every 2D Mario game up to this point. So with that said, let's dive into this, starting with the gameplay of course. Now, the basics of Super Mario Wonder's gameplay should be no surprise to anyone who has played basically any Mario game ever. You run, jump, slide, break blocks, enter pipes, jump on enemies, get power-ups, collect coins, etc. Everything you would come to expect from a modern Mario game. But what Super Mario Wonder does that's so damn cool is it has these wonder flowers that when collected turns a course upside down into an insane experience where everything goes out the window and anything is possible. And the reason this works so damn well is because there is a big enough variety of effects from the wonder flowers comboed with the level design that they never feel like they wear out their welcome. From turning into a Goomba, slime, or rolling spike ball, from water reversing, riding dragons, and so on, the endless effects of the Wonder Flowers add so much creativity to the game, and it was such a blast for me to experience how each level approach incorporating this mechanic into its design. Then of course, these effects on the level end when you collect a Wonder Seed, which is a key part of your progression in the game. Because throughout your playthrough of Super Mario Wonder, you're going to be traveling across different worlds that are actually really engaging to explore. From secret paths, hidden levels, the option to tackle the last 3 worlds in any order and more, it's actually worth your time. Definitely when you factor in how useful flower coins and badges are. Flower coins are purple coins scattered around the levels that are used for a variety of things, from paying the poplins of the Flower Kingdom to open up new paths for you, to buying extra lives, Wonder Seeds, badges, and standees from a shop, which I'll get to the standees here in a bit, but basically flower coins are very useful. Then the badges are probably the second best feature of the game next to the Wonder Flowers. So badges in Super Mario Wonder can only be equipped one at a time, but they can drastically change how you approach a level. It can add a ton of replayability for those speed demons who want to speedrun levels. Some of my favorite badges being the Grappling Vine, which allows you to basically grapple to any surface, which, let's be honest here, the age-old question still reigns true. Any game with a grapple is instantly better. Then another badge I loved using was the Boosting Spin Jump, which basically gives you a double jump. Very useful when you might have just fell short of a jump that would lead to your death, and yes, I'm talking from experience. But in general, all the badges for the most part really do add a ton of variety to the game, and I highly recommend finding them all if you play Super Mario Wonder. And the best part is, a lot of the badges are obtained from special levels, where you have to use the badge ability to get through it, which is such a smart way to not only introduce the player to the badge ability, but add extra content that still moves you toward your goal, which is collecting Wonder Seeds for completing levels, so you can get past checkpoints that require you to have so many. Because each new world you visit starts you back at 0 Wonder Seeds since they each have their own kind to collect, which like I said, are needed to progress past certain checkpoints. And before I go any further, there will be spoilers ahead, so as usual, you have been warned. But at the end of most worlds, once you have enough Wonder Seeds, you will enter a castle type level that leads you to battling it out with Bowser's son, which this is where my only real issue with the game lies. The boss battles are absolutely terrible in this game, and no, it's not because they are easy, because let's be honest, Mario games in general are pretty damn easy, but it's because you have all these incredible design levels with an insane variety of gameplay that truly feel creative. Then you have these boss battles where the only boss you fight outside of the final fight with Bowser is his son over and over again, but he activates different Wonder Flower effects, but outside of the Magma Bog fight against him, the rest just didn't feel very creative, and was a total letdown. Like, come on Nintendo. You really couldn't come up with anything else for these fights? Maybe reverse gravity, switch bodies with Mario or whoever you're playing as? Just something to help make the fights more interesting in a game that's this out of the box. But outside of that, I really have no complaints. Performance-wise, the game ran flawlessly. Controls are super tight and feel very good, and the online play is very entertaining because how it works is you're able to place these things called standees. These act as basically an extra life or checkpoint in a sense. So if you fall to your death after touching another player's standee, you will turn into a ghost, which gives you a few seconds to return to that standee you touched to be revived. Alternatively, when playing online, you will see shadows of other players also playing through the course. So if you turn into a ghost, they can save you by touching you to revive you, or vice versa, you can save them by touching them. Which, like I said earlier, you can buy standees in the shop so you can place down different kinds to help out players in areas that might not know what to do next, or help save them if it's in a very difficult spot in a level. Then also, while I'm thinking about it, the 3 new power-ups in Super Mario Wonder are pretty amazing. The Bubble Flower makes the game feel like I'm playing Mega Man with more mobility. The Elephant Form allows you to be very aggressive in how you fight enemies, which is super nice. Then the Drill Mushroom is one of the coolest looks for a power-up to me, and the ability to move around inside the ceiling or ground adds some unique design choices to the levels. Now, before I wrap up this review though, I do want to touch on the story. It's pretty basic. You have to save the Flower Kingdom from Bowser with their Prince Florian, who is the one who handles your badges. The Poplins who live inside the Flower Kingdom are very similar to Toads of the Mushroom Kingdom, but I like their design. Then the talking flowers scattered around the levels give some pretty funny dialogue, but also act as guides to help the player find secrets in the level, which is nice. But overall, I really love what the devs did with Super Mario Wonder. The creativity put on display here really is something else, and even with my issues with the boss fights, and maybe even the length of some of the worlds, since my favorite design world, which was Shining Falls, only took me like 40 minutes to play through, and yes, that's collecting everything and getting all secrets, I still had a blast. Definitely when it came to levels in Bowser's Castle, they had such an incredible variety of ideas crammed into them that made the entire journey through the game worth it alone, and really couldn't recommend it more to anyone who enjoys the 2D Mario games. Also, the music featured across the game is some of the best in the franchise to me. Safe to say, if it was any other year, I could definitely see Super Mario Bros. Wonder being Game of the Year.